Welcome to It's Tomorrow News. I am Hena Talati. Extreme weather is driving more United States power outages. For decades, residents of the eastern Queens in the New York City have complained that they are more likely to lose the power when extreme weather hits, even as the lights in the other parts of the city stay on. A new study that looks at power outages across the New York State suggests they are right. It's a broader conclusion. Those different areas, even within the same neighborhood, can more vulnerable to the power outages aren't just limited to New York. A separate analysis published last month by the non-profit research group Climate Center found that between 2014 and 2023, the United States experienced twice as many weather-related power outages as it had during the prior decade. Nationwide, some 80% of the power outages that affected at least 50,000 people were driven by the weather, according to the report. Examples of the weather-related outages are everywhere. In 2021, the effects of the winter storm Uri led to 4.5 million Texas residents going without electricity as the temperatures dipped below 6 degrees Fahrenheit, and some for as long as 4 days. That same year, hundreds of the thousands of the people in Louisiana found themselves sweltering after the Hurricane Ida knocked out the electricity at the heat index exceeded 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Ida also cut power to tens of the thousands of the people in New Jersey. The uptick in the power outages is coming as the United States embarks on the energy transition that, in the interest of slashing greenhouse gas emissions, will make people even more reliant on electricity. At the same time, not having access to electricity during the extreme weather, losing access to air conditioning during the heat waves, for example, can make that weather deadlier. Across New York, the study found that between 2017 and 2020, roughly 40% of all power outages overlapped with the instances of the extreme weather, and that those outages weren't evenly disturbed. Certain regions, Eastern Queens, Upper Manhattan, and Bronx in the New York City, along with the Hudson Valley and Adirondack region-wise, were more likely to lose power during the severe weather. Many of those areas overlap with the communities that are already socially vulnerable. These problems make it more difficult to respond to an outage and tend to make the power cut itself worse for those experiencing it. In rural homes that rely on well water, for example, losing power can mean losing access to water, since well systems rely on electric pumps to bring water into the home. People living in the homes with the poor insulations are more susceptible to the temperature extremes during the power outages than those in the higher quality housing, the agency notes. By contrast, wealthier people can afford to invest in insulation, generators, solar panels, and battery backups to make it easier to ride out an outage, which they are also less likely to have to do. That's all for now. For more weather news updates, stay tuned with us. It's Tomorrow News. For more global weather updates like this, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for regular updates.